and we just simple put the edges. Okay, simple enough. We put the 4 edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we put the snake to the screen. So draw the snake. Okay, the next thing is to move to move to the point coordinate, so down here, so write the points. Okay, and this will rewrite the points which is there, if there is, of course later, not now, because now there is no point there. Yeah, so here and here, draw the points. Okay, yeah, that is it, and we refresh the screen, it should be obvious. Okay, the end of it, we just turn the no delay off, so we can wait while the user press a character with get ch, as it will go through of it, because it not wait until the user press the key, and we press the end win. Of course, this is good for us because it will automatically call the end win and the init scr, so we will not forget it. Okay, the put foot function is just simple loop which I screwed up the first time, but the second time it goes, it works well. Although I think it should be a better way to do this, but you know, it works. Should be simple enough. We generate 2 random numbers, and we check that is it inside the snake, or is it is it inside the edges or outside of the edges. If so, we just go back to here and start to generate 2 new random numbers. If not, then we break and set the foot to that, and we draw it to the screen. So simple enough, although you should see that we doesn't delete the actual food, so the earlier food, although this is disappeared. That is simple. Why? Because the snake goes through that, and the snake redraw that food, and we don't put it again. So simple enough. Okay, we have the collision function. It should be pretty simple. We check that is it are we in the edges. If so, we just return with true, so there was a collision. Okay, and the next thing is to check that if the snake is collide with itself. So we just go to the second, because with the first, so with the snake's head, we will check that do we collide, and the 1 and the 2 cannot be collide with the head, obvious reason, because you cannot make so much direction change to collide there. And if one of them is true, because we go through with the for loop, then we just return with true, there is a collision. Okay, this is simple. We just check that do we get the food, so are we on the same coordinates, so the snake heads are the same coordinates the food. If so, we get the true, get to true, so we set the get to true and put a new food. Okay, it should be very simple. We use the get false else, because this get should be set back to false, obvious reason. Yeah, and we return false if this 2 condition is not true, because if it is true, then it would return it already. Alright, the move snake, this is one of the most important function here. This will get the key and move to there. I hope this should be obvious. We use these constants or macros, I don't know what is this, but we just simple compare to this TMP, and if it is equal, then we do this. So obviously if you go one direction and you want to turn to the opposite direction, you cannot do that directly. You can try to delete this if and try to see what does it do, but it is not good. Probably it will give a game over immediately because the snake goes itself, obvious reason. Okay, and if we not get a food, so yeah, then we delete the last part of the snake. So that's why the snake always that's why the snake looks that it is moves, because the last part is deleted and we put a new part to the first. So first, okay, yeah, the next thing is to move according what character did the user press. So left, right, up or down. Simple enough. What am I doing? Okay, and this start function is made it into a program. Okay, this is the only public function which can be called explicitly outside from the class. So it will start a game and check for collision, checks for quit, exit, and yeah, and make the sleep. Because this delay is decreasing, the snakes starts to go faster and faster. Yeah. Okay, and here if we will have a new while loop which will go while we don't press the exit button in the menu, then we would have a menu and that would be